Happy Wednesday, everybody. My name's Aaron. I'm co-founder, chief digital strategist here at BWG Connect. We're a giant networking knowledge sharing group. I kicked it off 7 years ago, just out of the need to talk with other brands on a daily basis of what was going on, to stay on top of the newest trends, strategies, pain points, whatever it was that was shaping digital at the time. And that was everything from direct to consumer to Amazon to international expansion. And what I found is there are a lot of people out there that love conversations like this. So I spend the majority of my time talking to brands, 20 to 30 a week, up every vertical, and of all sizes, just to stay on top of those trends now. And when the same topics come up over and over again, we host an event like this. We also do a lot of in-person events. And so a lot of those that we do, there are going to be 100 of them across the country this year. If you're in the New York City area, 5/14, we're going to have an event as well, just a full day where we dive through a bunch of stuff. But the other thing we do when we're looking for those topics is we're also constantly polling the network on, hey, who are the smartest people out there? Who are the people you're using to help solve those problems? When the same people come up over and over again, that's who we invite to host along with us these events that we do, both the online as well as the in-person. Anybody wants a complete rundown on everything we do and things are upcoming, shoot me an email, Aaron, AARON at bwgconnect.com. Hit me up on LinkedIn. Love those conversations and more than happy to make connections with anybody that's on the line today. This topic of Amazon DSP is, I would say, really caught on over the past 8 to 9 months. People were dabbling in it. People knew they had to use it. All of a sudden, it had caught on with everybody. Wow, this can really, really drive, filling the funnel, top of the funnel, bottom of the funnel. And so a lot of questions around strategy and what does it look like? And we've got some great friends, partners, supporters of the network over at Blue Wheel. They have been for years consistently at the top of the list when it comes to, hey, who's great, smart people helping a lot of brands out. And so we asked them if they would jump on and help explain to some of the network what they're doing in this space. Nicole, you've been a great friend for so long now, in e-commerce years. But I'll kick it over to you if you want to do a brief intro on yourself and Blue Wheel. That would be awesome. Then we can kick it to Claire, and then we'll jump into some of the info. Sound good?
Awesome. Yeah. Thanks, Aaron. Yeah. To speak to the friendship side, I was just thinking about it. I've been in the Amazon side of the business for almost 10 years now. And Aaron, I think we initially met in 2018, which seems like a really, really long time ago. Crazy.
Long time. Yes. In e-com years, they're almost like dog years, right?
Yeah. And even I think this picture was taken in 2018. So give me another year and I'm sure there'll be plenty more gray hairs. How about that? Well, anyways, thank you for having us today. Thanks for joining everyone in the audience. As Aaron mentioned, I'm Nicole Reich. I'm our Chief Revenue Officer at Blue Wheel. Have been in the e-com side of the business for minimum 10 years. I'll give you a quick overview of Blue Wheel and what we do, but before I get to that, Claire, I'll pass it to you to introduce yourself as well.
Great, thanks, Nicole. Hi everyone. I'm Claire Stevens, the Associate Director of Amazon DSP at Blue Wheel. I have over a decade of experience in digital advertising. I've focused on programmatic advertising specifically for the past 6 years. My journey began in programmatic at the Washington Post. And prior to joining Blue Wheel, I was at Amazon managing their internal advertising budgets through Amazon's DSP. So I'm excited to dive into this discussion today.
Awesome. Really quick, before you jump in, I just want to remind everybody, if you have questions along the way, drop them into the chat, drop them into the Q&A, email them to me. We want to get as many answered real time as possible. And when you drop them in there, we're not going to jump out and, say, your entire name. If it's like, hey, I don't know if I want to ask this or not, we'll just read them as they jump in. So feel free to kind of anonymously drop them in there.
Great. So quick 15 seconds on Blue Wheel. We're an omni-channel agency. We support brands through both marketplace, 1P, 3P on Amazon, Walmart, eBay, both US and internationally, as well as being a performance marketing traditional agency for all things D2C, social, and influencers. So today we manage over $1 billion in revenue for our clients, and we like to think that our services range from click to ship. The click side being front end, driving strategy, driving new customers, driving the flywheel on both Amazon and on D2C. And then the two ship side would be more so of the operational back end. So whether that be your Shopify account, your TikTok, your social, or even on the Amazon side, your 3P or 1P account, supporting brands with catalog management, fulfillment, inventory, customer service, and brand protection. So for today, as you know, as Aaron and Claire mentioned, we're really going to be digging into what we consider part of our omni-channel advertising strategies, and even more specifically into DSP. Just some quick logos. Again, we work with brands of all sizes, enterprise, publicly traded, down to medium, small to medium sized businesses. And then our categories really range as well. All of the products that we work with are very consumer focused. Some on DSP, maybe not, but for the most part, if it's sold on Amazon, we support the brands that are there. As for an agenda for today, we're going to be talking about driving a full funnel ad strategy with Amazon DSP, breaking it down into 4 different pieces. The first one just being Amazon DSP fundamentals, just giving the foundation of what is DSP, why is it important, why is it everyone talking about it right now. Beyond that, if it's not DSP, very close behind it is AMC, right? So providing a little 101 on Amazon Marketing Cloud, thinking about some tactical pieces of how to bring these together, the things that we've learned over the last couple of years of running these campaigns for our brands. And then lastly, we want to close it out with bringing AMC and DSP together with one of our case studies. We work with a brand called Area. They're the #1 Western boot brand on Amazon and on other channels. And we've had lots of success in Q4 and Q1 of this year through DSP and AMC, and just want to bring it all together to give you an idea of what it looks like from the brand side. So with that, Claire, I'll pass it back to you.
Great, thank you. All right, so fundamentals of Amazon DSP. To kick things off, what is Amazon DSP? Well, programmatic advertising, put simply, is the process of buying and selling ad space via digital automation. And we can go to the next slide too, Nicole.
Yep.
The DSP or demand side platform is the tool where advertisers or agencies can do this. So what is Amazon DSP specifically? It's Amazon's demand side platform, which again allows advertisers or agencies on behalf of advertisers to buy digital ad inventory in real time to reach Amazon's consumers, both on and off Amazon properties. These ad types can include in-stream or out-stream online video ads, streaming TV ads on connected TV or mobile devices, display ads on desktop, mobile apps, and audio ads on podcasts or music service providers such as Spotify. Now, I just want to touch briefly on the anatomy of DSP campaigns. Amazon DSP campaigns are set up in a different platform than a brand's vendor or seller central account. And we can run Amazon DSP campaigns for brands who sell on Amazon and who don't sell on Amazon. More on that in a minute. In addition, when setting up DSP campaigns, the nomenclature is unique. The campaigns are set up in what's called an order. An order is where we define budgets, flights, and goals. Within each order, we set up line items, which are truly the heart of the execution. Line items include the inventory we want to run on, so either on Amazon's owned and operated properties or externally on the greater web, the buy type, the audiences we want to target, specific devices or geo-targeting, and the creatives displayed when the ad is served. There are plenty more targeting capabilities that I could go into, but really the key to success when setting up Amazon DSP campaigns is granular breakout during line item setup. If you bundle all those different supply options or audiences into one line item and each audience performs very differently, then you lose that ability to optimize. You lose the ability to maybe pause what isn't working. So why Amazon DSP? There are definitely plenty of similarities between running your programmatic advertising strategy through Amazon versus other DSPs. These can include a single DSP interface, the ability to apply audiences to reach your ideal customer, the ability to use custom creatives, and most DSP platforms do offer some sort of exclusive supply. But for the differences, as many of you may know, the impending deprecation of third-party cookies in Chrome presents a challenge for digital advertisers. However, Amazon, with its substantial subscriber base and first-party data across e-commerce and streaming service, actually stands to benefit. Unlike its counterparts, Google and Meta, Amazon's wealth of consumer data is linked to actual purchase behavior, making it exceptionally valuable for advertisers seeking actionable insights. While Google's data relies primarily on search results and Meta's data is centered around social media activity, both platforms can lack direct correlation with buying behavior. Amazon's ecosystem provides a distinct privacy advantage since everything consumers purchase and view is contained within their app. Amazon is also actively developing a proprietary identifier, which will integrate publishers' first-party contextual data with Amazon's retail data in a privacy-safe way. And in addition to the ability to leverage Amazon's first-party data for targeting, which is definitely the prime differentiator, Amazon DSP is also the only way to access their owned and operated supply, which includes Amazon retail sites, IMDb, streaming ads on Prime Video, Freevee, Thursday Night Football, audio ads on Alexa devices, and ads on Twitch, which has a very unique audience that's hard to reach through other mediums. And I assume they will just continue to grow those publisher offerings as well. To back up a little what I was mentioning on, just that the cookie, a recent survey study revealed that 69% of programmatic buyers consider Amazon DSP as a top choice for adapting to that shift away from the third-party cookie. Okay, cool. So jumping into campaign types on Amazon DSP. So a common misconception we've encountered is the belief that you must sell on Amazon to utilize Amazon DSP ad campaigns. And that's not the case. Like other programmatic DSP platforms, you can leverage Amazon DSP whether you aim to drive ad traffic to Amazon or elsewhere. This is referred to either as a link in, where the ad directs to an Amazon product detail page or brand store, or link out, where the ad links to a direct-to-consumer website. We've collaborated with brands with various objectives, some solely aiming to drive traffic to Amazon, others focusing solely on their D2C site, and some pursuing both goals. By adding what's called an Amazon ad tag to a D2C site, we can also track conversions from those Amazon DSP ads to D2C websites, and we can create audiences based on D2C website visitors. These audiences can then be utilized for positive retargeting or excluded to target users who haven't visited a brand site yet, and it's a way to grow your new to brand. When considering the marketing funnel, Amazon DSP ads actually can effectively cover all stages. We can utilize awareness campaigns to showcase a brand through custom display, video, or streaming ads. Consideration campaigns can target users interested in similar items but haven't yet made a purchase. Additionally, conversion campaigns can be deployed to target those on the verge of converting, whether it's retargeting users who've viewed a product detail page or a competitor's page but didn't purchase, or in a link out scenario, visited the brand's website. In terms of strategy, Amazon DSP can play a vital role in helping brands connect with customers through their entire path to purchase, ultimately driving more valuable conversions. Orders or campaigns should be tailored with various strategies and goals in mind. In the upper funnel scenario, for instance, if you're running an awareness campaign, the key performance indicator or KPI to track would be unique reach. If the aim is to build consideration for products, then KPIs could range from click-through rate to detailed page view rate. Then in the lower funnel situation where the focus is on driving conversions, KPIs would include return on ad spend or cost per action, such as an app install. So yeah, to recap, Amazon DSP campaign strategy really hinges on some key factors, and that's detailed setup, well-defined goals, continuous audience exploration, and effective measurement practices.
So really quick, I want to jump in just from some of the things I've been hearing from brands, but if I'm looking back, like even a year ago, there's this consensus that there was so much inventory, at lower level, right, at bottom of the funnel, right, that almost entire budgets were being dumped into there. It was pretty crazy because you get so specific. And are you seeing that become saturated and therefore you see more top and mid funnel?
Yeah, not necessarily. I mean, really these audiences, and we're going to talk a little bit about the AMC audiences too, that can get really granular. These audiences can retarget, you know, across the entire web, and you can really narrow it down to make sure that on the converting level, you are going towards a pool that's, you know, really interested in your products. But I think using the upper funnel and like streaming TV, and as you know, new awareness plays come out on the DSP, I think they're extremely important to build that lower funnel as well. So a lot of the times when we are running that upper funnel scenario, we are excluding any of those users who have already purchased from a brand in the past 365 days to build out that lower funnel. And then to your point, to make sure that lower funnel isn't just mass, really, you know, using targeting to our advantage and narrowing it down. And again, I'll talk some about this, but there are some very granular ways to target with Amazon Marketing Cloud, and it's just really advanced with how we can put that on our DSP campaigns.
Yeah, and in one of the comments that comes in here around the chat, which I think is things we're probably going to get to, the low hanging fruit, like best practices, you know, leveraging the marketing cloud. How are brands doing it? Or is it essentially you're just agencies doing it today in their clean room, new customer acquisition, and then obviously any watch outs. So tons of great stuff coming through. And my guess is we're going to kind of tackle that as we go, but I wanted to make sure I highlighted those so everybody knows that's listening in.
Yeah, no, thanks for highlighting that. And we'll definitely tackle that, and I'll keep that on mind when we get to the Amazon Marketing Cloud section too, just to make sure we circle back on that question. Great. This is one more thing I wanted to say as part of the DSP fundamentals is, you know, the reporting capabilities of Amazon DSP are highly advanced, and we can track a variety of different KPIs as referenced in the last slide on the different portions of the funnel. But while running upper funnel campaigns on Amazon DSP, we also highly recommend setting up a Amazon brand lift study. These are currently complimentary on Amazon or on the DSP, and it's an excellent, efficient method of measuring ad effectiveness, especially for those upper funnel campaigns. The study targets users enrolled in what's called the Amazon shopping panel. Participants are divided into two groups, those exposed to the ad and those in the control group who didn't see the ad. Customized questions are then presented to both groups. On the slide here, you'll see some of the examples of questions that can be tailored to your brand. And typically results are available approximately 2 weeks after the study is launched. So we can use these insights in practice while the campaigns are live. You or your agency can review those results, inform decisions regarding targeting, creatives, and or potentially increasing emphasis on brand awareness initiatives. So just something cool to know about or ask about. Cool. Well, I'm happy to jump into the fundamentals of Amazon Marketing Cloud next, but are there any other questions just on the fundamentals of DSP? We'll obviously bring this all back together when we talk about DSP more within Amazon Marketing Cloud and beyond.
Nope, just those kind of 4 that kind of highlight that were in there, but I think we're going to tackle them as we go. Yep. And others, if you have specific ones as we dive into here, drop them in. We'll try and get as many answered as possible.
Perfect. Cool. So we discussed the measurement and audience capabilities offered by Amazon's DSP interface, but kind of like I mentioned, this really just scratches the surface of the insights accessible through Amazon Marketing Cloud. Amazon Marketing Cloud, or AMC for short, is a privacy-safe, cloud-based data clean room solution. For those unfamiliar, you can think of a data clean room as a secure place where you merge different data sets and then run a query to identify which unique users are present across multiple data sets. So to recap, a data clean room aggregates data from various sources, and the combined output is often more valuable than the individual data set alone. With AMC, Amazon serves as both the data clean room host and one of the data providers. Advertisers can explore unique measurement questions across their Amazon DSP campaigns, Amazon search campaigns, and/or you can upload their own data to gain actionable insights and develop custom audiences for campaign activations, all while safeguarding customer privacy. It's a clean room.
Quick question there. So when you're thinking about the other data that can be uploaded, for example, that's what, like Shopify transaction orders, right? Or insights from non-Amazon 1P, 3P data sources to bring them together. Is that correct?
Correct. Yes. If you have a CRM from the subscribers or people who have purchased from your D2C website, then you could go ahead and upload that to AMC and see how those overlap as well.
Cool.
And yeah, and it is a clean room because you can't actually go into AMC and look at any one individual. Like I can't go and see what Nicole's phone number is necessarily, but I could potentially see all the people who live in Detroit. So you can build cohorts of users and audiences. If you're running Amazon DSP campaigns alongside Amazon search ads or independently, it really is crucial to have this AMC instance set up so that the system can start to collect the data, so that you and your agency can use this data to inform future marketing strategies. We looked at the Amazon advertising funnel earlier as part of our DSP fundamentals review, but when utilizing Amazon Marketing Cloud with a sponsored ads and DSP overlap report or a path to conversion report, we can really understand the relationship between these two advertising channels. So all this advertising data is already included. That's the point where I was saying where the Amazon portion, that will already be included, whether if you need to be running on DSP as of right now, but you would include your DSP CFID, which is an advertiser ID, and your sponsored ads ID. If you had multiple between a vendor and a seller account, you can include multiple and then be able to run these queries or these reports within Amazon Marketing Cloud.
Yeah, I think that's a really important piece that you mentioned there, especially when brands consider, maybe 1P, they've got a massive business there, right? They potentially launch a seller account. When they launch a seller account, they get a new Amazon ads account, right?
Right.
We find a lot of the times when we're auditing other accounts that then you've got two campaigns running in two different locations that actually compete against each other, right? That's always an issue within 1P and 3P. But then on top of that, you never really get to see how those work together in a meaningful way from a customer journey perspective, right? So not only are you bringing those two together or however many vendor codes or Amazon accounts you have, right? You're then partnering that with the DSP side.
Exactly. Yeah, we're doing that right now for some brands that are both on 1P, 3P, and running DSP. So we can actually see all of that together, not just one or the other. Right. Okay, so kind of visualizing this, you consider a shopper browsing on Amazon. Each interaction they have with ads represents a touch point in their journey. For instance, they might first see a streaming TV ad via DSP, then encounter a DSP display ad, followed by a sponsored brand ad, and finally engage with a sponsored product ad. Perhaps they even add a product to their cart before making a purchase. Without Amazon Marketing Cloud, brands remain unaware of these touch points or actions. There's like a gap between understanding upper funnel performance and lower funnel conversions. With AMC, we can measure cross-channel impact by running an overlap report. We can measure the effect of combining multiple ad types or what these ad types are doing on their own. Additionally, a path to conversion report reveals the sequential touch points customer took, the frequency of these paths, and the performance. Typically, the path to conversion reports that we run for our brands indicate that DSP awareness or DSP consideration campaigns as the initial touch point for consumers with the highest conversion rates. Regarding attribution insights, while AMS or DSP reporting attributes conversions to the most recent touch or last touch within a 14-day look-back window, in this example, the sponsored product ad would get the credit. But AMC data shows that although sponsored products might have a high return on ad spend, conversion and purchase rates increase notably when the customers encounter multiple ad types. Another vital use case, and kind of to the question you guys were asking too for AMC, is audience learning and creation. We can run exploratory queries to find out how many people have added product to their cart. And then we can generate audiences of users who added products to their cart but didn't purchase, or those who clicked on a sponsored product ad but didn't convert, or saw a streaming TV ad but didn't see a display ad. These audiences can then be targeted through Amazon DSP. In my testing for some of our brands, custom audiences created in AMC have quickly become top performers in driving lower funnel conversions. And then to Sean's question, I believe too, a little more onto that. There's another report that we've pulled in AMC. It's called the Gateway ASIN report. So this would report on if you had what ASIN really brought in new to brand customers. And then on the reverse side, we can see what ASIN is constantly getting repurchased. So with that lifetime value repurchasable product, we can retarget to people in a different way than we would potentially retarget to people where they're coming into this gateway new to brand ASIN. We would exclude their other purchases because we know that people come in as a first-time buyer of our brand with this ASIN, when meanwhile they'll purchase this other one multiple times. So we will retarget to the users who are frequent purchasers. So definitely some ways to kind of pull insights, sort of one of the ways that we pull insights and action on the different audiences that we can build based off of that.
So really quick, a couple questions. One comes in, how can I set up the brand lift study with Amazon?
Yeah, so the brand lift study with Amazon is set up directly in Amazon DSP. It is the only stipulation to it, and it is complimentary, but you technically have to have 25K worth of spend on a campaign, but that campaign could be 25K through the end of the year, technically. So if you have a 25K awareness or consideration campaign, reach out to your agency, reach out to Amazon, whoever you happen to be working with, see about running an Amazon brand list study. They can set this up. They can send you all the different questions that you can include. You can include, I want to say it is 4 total questions per study. There's obviously 6 categories here. You can even use some of the questions twice if there's, they kind of differ once you see the different options of awareness examples and preference examples and such. But yeah, then your agency, or if you're doing this directly yourself in the DSP, you should be able to set this up, and the results will come back in 2 weeks. And they're really helpful. They'll show you whether it's statistically significant first, if they actually they believe that the ad was what drove the result. And then it comes in like different bar graphs. You can see breakdowns by age, by demographic, by device, by ad type. So there's a lot of interesting insights that come out of that brand lift study, and I totally recommend doing it if you already were running with DSP.
Awesome. So the other one is more of a scenario, which is, am I able to take the customer's data from my direct-to-consumer website, upload them into AMC,
Yep.
and then retarget a lookalike, but not target them
Yeah.
to drive traffic back to my direct-to-consumer site? So essentially, do a lookalike shopper on Amazon, but don't target those people but only target new customers to drive back to my direct-to-consumer site?
Yes, absolutely. It's important to note that targeting goes both ways. You can create those lookalike targeting based off of your D2C visitors, and then exclude that lookalike on whatever campaign that you were moving forward as well.
That's awesome.
Yeah, so in addition to the audiences mentioned earlier, there's a beta opportunity in AMC called high value audiences. While still in the early stages, it's really a convenient tool for quickly building audiences without the need for SQL queries. So these audiences are based on different percentiles of total spend for a brand or product. One of the exciting new features in this beta is the ability to target a brand's top purchasers from last year's Prime Day or Cyber Week. So this allows brands to re-engage these high-value customers during upcoming events such as Prime Day this year, tapping into their loyalty and likely to take advantage of those deals again. Cool. So that was my section on AMC. Did I answer those questions? There's definitely some more that we're going to go through in the tactical tips, but let me know if there's anything else that came up.
Yeah, if you have questions, drop them in there and we'll get them answered. I don't have any dropping in right now.
Great. Cool. So DSP for sponsored ads, I wanted to highlight some differences between DSP and sponsored. While there are more similarities and differences to explore than are right here. But our recommendation really is based on Amazon Marketing Cloud data, is to utilize all these ad types together if you are a seller on Amazon. But here are a few points to consider. Buy box limitations. Sponsored ads face challenges when not winning the buy box, but with Amazon DSP, ads continue running unaffected. However, it's easy to pause DSP activity if there are issues with inventory or rogue sellers or anything like that as well. Keywords versus audiences. So high level, sponsored ads target users based on what keywords or products they have searched for, while Amazon DSP targets specific audience profiles matching your ideal customer. Having said that, we can also create ASIN or competitor ASIN retargeting audiences directly in Amazon DSP. And with AMC, we can pull reports to identify top converting keywords from sponsored ad campaigns and then create DSP audiences targeting users on or off Amazon who search those keywords but haven't made a purchase. Not just Amazon sellers. We touched on this already, but yeah, Amazon DSP is valuable for both brands selling on Amazon and those who aren't. And then creative capabilities. We haven't talked much about creative yet. My next slide is on the different creative types in Amazon DSP, but they offer auto-generative creatives based on ASIN detail, similar to sponsored display ads. And then on top of that is the custom creatives to align with the brand's look and feel. So to jump into, yeah, the different creative types. When it comes to creative on DSP, on the left-hand side, you'll find a basic auto-generated option known as responsive e-commerce, or REC for short. When using REC, we would suggest still customizing it. So in the next two examples, you notice how the creative has been personalized with a logo, and then a clearer product image for the one on the left, and a custom image for the one on the right. Additionally, we can incorporate a unique headline or include a real review from Amazon in an REC variation. The fourth image from the left displays a sample of a custom creative. So these are suitable for both desktop and mobile platforms. We think custom is definitely a good idea when you're doing more of the brand awareness consideration campaigns. And these custom images can feature, additional messaging or specific branding elements for our advertisers. REC is quicker to set up, especially if custom images are not readily available. And they do perform really well for our conversion campaigns, because you can imagine people have already shopped for the product, they might have added it into the cart, then they see an Amazon look and feel ad, and they might be reminded to go back. But not the same necessarily for someone you want to bring in new to brand. That's kind of where you might want to showcase your branding elements. Also, if a brand is interested in incorporating video, we can set up online video campaigns or streaming TV campaigns focusing more upper funnel. But with creatives, it's similar to how, we're setting up the line items. I would suggest running multiple variations, because this really enables you to optimize creatives based on real-time performance data. And then sorry. On my next slide, I'm going to just talk about some of the DSP mistakes that I've seen. So I've come across quite a few of these. Starting with set it, forget it mentality. While Amazon DSP offers features like auto optimization to simplify campaign setup, relying solely on these I've seen can actually hurt performance. Manual optimizations on DSP are really crucial to ensure spending is allocated to the audience or supply that is driving the most efficiencies. Lack of granular breakouts. Oftentimes, campaigns are set up by lumping together numerous different audiences on one line item, making it challenging to optimize effectively. Breaking out line items by different supply, Amazon properties versus the wider web, and audiences enables better monitoring and optimization. For example, separating audience such as customers who are in market, this is what Amazon deems like potentially going to buy in 30 days, in market for shampoo, versus reaching beauty salon owners, allows for more targeted adjustments based on where we're seeing the best performance. Maybe we're not seeing good performance on those that are in market for shampoo, but great performance on beauty salon owners. Yeah, you see what I'm saying? We can kind of pause and see what works and test something new. Ignoring added value opportunities. So collaborating with Amazon is essential here. Our team, we meet with our rep weekly, and they frequently introduce new incentives to encourage testing of new ad types. Currently, there are multiple incentives available for brands interested in exploring Amazon's Prime Video ads. And then lastly, underutilizing Amazon Marketing Cloud. Setting up AMC instances is included. It's free for brands running Amazon DSP. There really is no reason that you should not have an AMC instance set up for your brand for data collection, which is becoming increasingly vital as the cookie deprecates. First party data gathered through AMC is truly invaluable for insights and audience creation. So definitely recommend making sure that you have that set up if you are running Amazon DSP.
Really quick, is there a minimum threshold that you would recommend? Is a question that comes in. So this isn't like the minimum threshold that DSP would have, that the platform would have, but that you would actually recommend. Like, I think it's a great question. Do we have to hit 50K? And even though the minimum's 25, but I have to hit 50 or 100 or it's not worth it?
Yeah, I think it can be worth it. I mean, we try to say around 10K per month. I know if you are working with Amazon, they require about 50K per month, but we have brands that, will go lower in certain downtimes. I just think in that situation, targeting is even more important. So if you, we have a brand that sells sprinklers, right? So in the winter, they want to stay on, they have an always on strategy. They don't want to spend as much because people aren't buying sprinklers in the winter, but maybe they are in Florida or Texas or somewhere hot. So in that case, we can tailor the campaigns to a smaller budget by more efficient targeting. But ultimately, we do recommend around 10K a month. There's just so many opportunities or more. If you want to do more brand awareness, that's where, you can see your budget kind of go out really quickly. So, I mean, obviously we'll pace evenly, but you know what I'm saying? If you want to do some more of those brand awareness plays, that's where you want to grow that budget out a little bit more. But if you have a smaller budget and you're really just interested in that retargeting, then it's really important to make sure that you're just using targeting to its best ability.
So this is, jump in, and then we got two more questions. Yeah, jump in, please, though.
Yeah, I think it's important at maybe this is the good time to share, but when we're working with brands on DSP, we're working with usually a different person within the organization. So for sponsored ads, for example, and it is changing, but if you go back 10 years, right, those budgets were really like as a percentage of the sales, right? And it was managed by the sales team to basically, hey, I'll spend more if I return more, right? And I don't want to simplify Amazon ads because they obviously need to be managed, but with DSP, it's much different. It is way more technical. Mm-hmm. It deserves more of a marketing experience. It's truly advertisers, right? It's not just lower funnel bidding on brand names. And because of it, like, especially if you go to 1 or maybe even 2, you can spend a lot of money very quickly if it's not under control. And I think if I'm on the brand side, when you're thinking about going into Amazon ads and DSP, think of them separately. And especially because of the dollars that are associated to DSP cams, make sure that whoever is running them very much understands the difference between programmatic and ads, right? Because it can blow up in your face. A lot of brands we talk to are, they have a lot of bad taste in their mouth. Like, well, we ran it for 90 days and we spent 30 grand a month. We never saw a return. It's like, when you're doing this the right way, we see a huge lift in conversion, but it requires different resources and a different skill set.
Yeah, I mean, so I'm gonna before I get to yours about balancing, then where do you see the budget coming from is another question that pops up.
Yeah.
Right.
Most of the time it's from the brand teams or the marketing teams. The DSP budgets aren't coming from the sales teams. Maybe that's e-com. It depends on how the brand is set up. But most of the time, these budgets are coming from other programmatic placements, right? That maybe aren't as effective, and they're repurposing those dollars. Or it's coming from more traditional advertising avenues. Maybe it's off, it's not even e-com related, but it's coming from that type of marketing budget versus coming from the traditional Amazon ads budget.
Right. I totally agree with you on where it's coming from and how it's being used. And then what are the answers that come out the other end, right? Because if you're at a very low funnel, highly targeted, and you're doing a brand awareness campaign, you're not going to get the conversions. And people are like, oh, it didn't convert. Well, yeah, you did brand awareness. You weren't driving traffic. Right. You weren't actually trying to treat it as a performance marketing campaign. The next thing that comes up, how are you balancing Amazon PPC and DSP budgets for brands currently? Great question, Chris.
Yeah, I think it depends. Claire, I'll try, and then please correct me if I'm wrong. But it really depends on first the budget that they have and if they are making the most out of the Amazon ads budget first, right? So Aaron, you mentioned this earlier. Before you go into DSP, you want to be maximizing the sponsored ads budget. Beyond that, then you start going more upper funnel, unless, unless we're working with the marketing team that has completely different goals. In general, I would say right now, a lot of our brands are probably doing like 60-40, 60% sponsored ads, 40% DSP, unless we're running certain campaigns like a Thursday night football, right? And that budget's coming from a different place.
Yeah.
One other thing that I would say, and I think it answers some of the, well, it is related to some of the questions. I want to go back to here. And Aaron, you mentioned this of like, well, maybe brands don't have to do DSP because there's just so much inventory and sponsored product ads. I would say that maybe was the case a couple of years ago, but not so much the case now. Yes, sponsored ads is more lower funnel, right? You're going to see that return right away. But what is also happening at the same time is that these costs per clicks are going up dramatically, right? So your tacos or your ROAS is going through the roof. And all that you're doing is when you're doing just branded or even maybe a level up from that, is your reach or your audience is very, very narrow. And with DSP, you're getting millions of more impressions, right? And you're targeting people ahead of time so that when they get to here, they're more likely to convert, because your dollar is not going to go as far when it's just a sponsored product ads anymore than it did, now than it did 3 years ago, right? So we really need to nurture the customer from the top of the funnel, that once they get here, they have the highest chance of converting.
Awesome. So a couple other questions that come in. How often are you making optimizations? And then can you elaborate on needing a specific skill set to get ROI on programmatic? So how often are you making optimizations?
Yeah, starting with the how often you're making optimizations, I'd say we would put campaigns, they go live for about 2 to 3 weeks. And that's when we start looking at optimizations, and then make a couple here and there, seeing where, we're seeing the best performance on audiences, maybe adjusting some of the budgets to the line items that we see that best performance. And then again, waiting about 2 weeks. Like there is that 14-day look back window that's already included as part of the Amazon DSP measurement. So we want to give it enough time to see how our optimizations have set in. So about every 2 weeks, I'd like to take a look.
Awesome. Can you elaborate on quote unquote needing a specific skill set to get ROI on programmatic?
Claire, you want to answer that one from your perspective, then I can chime in. I can, yeah. So from our end, and I think when DSP first came out, we were one of the first agencies with a seat. And what we assumed is that, and this is kind of giving you guys exposure into Blue Whale, this is going back to 2019, maybe 2018. We assumed that the DSP campaigns worked relatively similarly to the sponsored ads, where it was very search focused, plug in a keyword, maybe pick an audience, but it was, pretty self-service. And then of course we had our software that would even help automate it from there. What we learned over the next couple of years is that those individuals that grew up in the Amazon world, that were just, non-branded, branded terms, whatever it might be, they didn't have the creative experience, they didn't have the programmatic experience, and they couldn't put those together in setting up the audiences. So now, and we're not alone in this, you'll find that there are separate teams, one for DSP, which you would consider more marketers, more advertisers, those, with the types of experience that Claire has. And then there's others that are running those sponsored ads that, are more focused on the operational benefits, making sure you have buy box, making sure you have inventory, and then focusing on just the search terms themselves. Does that help? Hopefully.
Perfect answer.
Next one. If executed well, this will inherently impact lower funnel, correct? Might need more lower funnel budget to convert leads.
Yes.
Oh.
Which is a good problem to have, right? I mean,
yeah.
Your branded,
if you're filling the funnel and you're not converting it at the bottom, you just put it at the top, right?
Right. Your branded search should go up, and then your sponsored product ads or your sponsored brands, right? You'll end up needing to spend more because there's more traffic for the brand because you're driving that top brand awareness.
I mean, isn't it just beautiful for Amazon, right, to design a new advertising type of platform that encourages you to spend more at all stages of the funnel? And both on Amazon and off Amazon. Like it's so Amazonian for them to do that, right? Like their number one goal, extract as many of your dollars from your company as possible.
Yes.
Whether it's AVNs or paid media, they're
But
going after it.
hopefully grow your money too.
Yeah, right. I mean, yes, that's a nice side effect. Do you have any brands using DSP only on Amazon?
We are working with some brands that are interested in running DSP only on Amazon. And my past experience working at Amazon, we were only running DSP campaigns. So yes, that is definitely what we call a non-endemic advertiser. So we're definitely working to, kind of build that side of our business as well. For the non-endemic advertisers, again, pros and cons. They can use Amazon's audiences to drive traffic to their website. Like plain and simple, Amazon has so much first party data on their consumers, as I'm sure all of us on this channel are Amazon's Prime subscribers. That's a very unique value add that they have compared to other Amazon DSPs. Some of the cons, I think, if you're interested in running programmatic advertising, then whatever platform you're interested in running in is all going to have different benefits. Like I said, the Amazon's DSP, their biggest benefit is those audiences, and you still can take advantage of the brand lift studies of Amazon Marketing Cloud, even if you're an advertiser not on Amazon. So not a ton of cons there. It's just depending on what service you'd want to use, because you're not necessarily tied to using Amazon's DSP if you don't want to get that additional data from the sponsored ads as well. Okay, yeah, touch on this slide. I know we haven't talked about it yet too. A few more things I just wanted to highlight. Viewability. Ensure your ads on Amazon DSP have viewability filters set up. Amazon viewability controls align with what's called the Media Rating Council, MRC's definition, requiring display ads to be in view for at least 1 second and video ads for at least 2 seconds. So without viewability filters, ads may refresh at the bottom of a page, potentially going completely unseen by consumers. Private marketplace deals. So I do have pretty ample experience in running PMPs, and they can easily be set up in Amazon DSP. PMPs enable you to run ads on specific publishers in either a one-to-one negotiation or with multiple publishers based on contextual relevancy, such as sports or health publishers. If there are publishers that align with your products, or if someone's writing an article about your products, you could dedicate media dollars towards those pubs. Creative betas. Collaboration with Amazon is crucial in this regard as well. One of our brands is currently participating in a creative rewards beta program. This beta allows brands to offer discounts on Amazon to customers who click on the ad. So since Amazon also typically covers the cost of these discounts during beta testing, there's little reason for brand not to, at least explore these opportunities to potentially drive more conversions on Amazon too.
Quick, as a marketer, delivering incremental sales is a key value, or delivering incremental sales is key value for organic sales. Can Amazon report on incremental ROAS versus just regular ROAS?
Yeah, you should be able, and within Amazon Marketing Cloud, because in your own Amazon account, you should be able to see your total sales. And then within Amazon Marketing Cloud, you can see the incremental ad sales from your advertising. So between taking the difference of the two, then you can understand your ads return on ad spend versus your total return on ad spend, I guess you say.
No worries. I think we got it. Though.
Great.
All right, sweet. A case study.
Yes, that leads us.
And really quick, one other. Will we be receiving this presentation recording? Yeah, we can make sure that we post it out there. A big initiative that we have this year is to post this, and probably over the last year, slowly post them all just to a YouTube channel, so you can go back and view these anytime you want. But more than happy to connect you over to the Blue Whale team. I'm sure they can just give you the whole presentation. So, but yeah, for sure.
Great. Yeah, so integrating everything with the case study from Blue Whale. Our case study involves our partnership with Ariat, an American footwear, apparel, and accessories brand, which has been a valuable partner for Blue Whale. Our task was to execute their Q4 campaigns on Amazon DSP, aiming to drive sales across various product lines and expand their new-to-brand customer base. We set up multiple promotional campaigns for different product lines. All campaigns were scheduled to launch in November and run through the end of the year. Approximately 3 weeks into the campaign, we met with Ariat to present optimization opportunities across all live campaigns. Each optimization was tailored to the specific needs of that promotion. So recommendations included pausing certain supply channels, pausing certain devices, adjusting audiences targeting, incorporating new audiences with high purchase rates or from building new audiences in Amazon Marketing Cloud, and updating custom creatives to enhance consideration and utilizing customized auto-generated creatives for those conversion-focused campaigns. The results confirmed the significance of manual campaign updates. So post-optimization analysis revealed a 230% increase in return on ad spend and a 70% decrease in ACoS for both our consideration and conversion campaigns. In addition, we drove 45% of new-to-brand sales over that 2-month period for them. And then lastly, here's just some key takeaways from today. So, advantages of Amazon DSP is that first-party data. Another thing I wanted to mention back when there was the question on brands using DSP only on Amazon, there's also that owned and operated inventory that I forgot to mention as well. So if you want to run on Thursday Night Football, if you want to run on Freevee or Twitch, you can only access that through the Amazon's DSP. Campaign strategies. Like Amazon DSP can cover all stages of the marketing funnel. We still don't, still recommend running that sponsored ads if you do sell on Amazon, but you can build that awareness, build the consideration for products, and then remarket with DSP all across the funnel. Detailed setups, well-defined goals, continuous audience exploration, and effective measurement practice are essential. And then Amazon Marketing Cloud, make sure you're getting that set up if you're running Amazon DSP campaigns, even if you don't have someone who can pull that SQL query yet, just so that the data starts to pull in there, that it's going to be great for future learnings and for audience creation and to inform your marketing strategies. So that was everything from us, but if there are any other questions or not, that's great too.
Yeah, I mean, if there's any other questions, you want to drop them in there. I see we're pretty much right at time here. Obviously, Claire, Nicole, thanks for being such great friends, partners, supporters of the network. If anybody's looking for support in this area whatsoever, they're helping a ton of brands in the network out. They come highly recommended from them. More than happy to make a connection. Look for a follow-up email from me. I'd love to have a conversation with people on the line today. I'd love to pick your brain. What are the biggest pain points you're trying to solve for? Make any connections I can. Also get the ideas for the next webinars, dinners. If you're in New York City, 514, shoot us a note. We'll send you an invite. Nicole, anything as we wrap up here?
Yeah, we'll be there on 514. I believe we have a session on DSP in person. I'm sure it'll be some of this and then also addition. So if you have questions for us, happy to, as Claire mentioned, answer them through email. Happy to connect with you, but also would love to meet you in person in mid-May in New York.
Yeah. Awesome. Well, thanks everybody for down in. Nicole, Claire, thanks so much for your support. With that, we're going to wrap up this webinar here. Everybody take care, stay safe, and look forward to having you at a future event. This has been so much fun. Alrighty, we'll see everybody. Bye-bye.
Thank you all.